listening to the Marketing in Yoga Pants podcast, a podcast in sisterhood for female entrepreneurs that serves up savvy, actionable marketing advice and interviews with creative business owners who are in the trenches, building their businesses as we speak. The Marketing in Yoga Pants community is for you, the girl on her couch, in her yoga pants, top knot tight, hunched over her MacBook, trying her hardest to get the word out about her business. So in the name of supporting each other while supporting ourselves, bringing community, sound marketing advice, coffee, chocolate, and wine together for you, yoga pants wearing business owner, in a world where followers mean nothing but paying customers mean the world, join us on this week's podcast episode and in our private Facebook group where you'll meet your soul sisters and build your business in yoga pants. Hey there, and welcome to the Marketing in Yoga Pants podcast. I'm your host, Britt Colo, and in this episode, I'm going to give you just a quick preview of what you can expect from this podcast and from the Marketing in Yoga Pants movement as a whole. So first things first, Marketing in Yoga Pants. Where the heck did that name come from? Okay, let me tell you real quick and dirty story here. I quit my job in 2016 to start a business. I started that business. It's a marketing agency, hence the marketing part. But I started building this business from home on my own, and I found myself feeling quite isolated from the rest of the world. I felt like I didn't really have anyone to talk to about my business that would really get it. I had so many supporters and I love them dearly, but I still felt kind of isolated in my efforts to do this thing and make it work. And so thankfully, it was put on my heart to start a movement and start something that would connect other female entrepreneurs like me that felt a little isolated from the rest of the world in this entrepreneurial, creative world that we're living in. And so this podcast, not only the podcast, but the entire movement is for the girl sitting on her couch in her yoga pants, obviously, top knot tight. She's hunched over her MacBook and she's trying to get the word out about this business that she's building. But she's feeling kind of alone. She needs to connect with other people that get it. And hey, if that's you, girl, I am with you. I feel you. I am doing this for you. It's all about you, girlfriend. So what to expect from this podcast with all of that considered? This podcast is going to be made up of interviews with female entrepreneurs just like you in the trenches building their businesses. Some of our entrepreneurs have been in business for years, some decades, and then some of our entrepreneurs that are guests on the show have only been in business for themselves for a few months. It's going to be an incredibly awesome range of women, but what they have in common is that they've all been that girl on her couch, or they are that girl on her couch trying to figure this thing out, trying to figure out what matters, what doesn't, how do I make this thing actually work, and then how do I get it to grow from there? And so I'm sitting down having conversations with these female entrepreneurs. I asked them about their story. How did they come to where they are right now? And then we talk about how they got their first client. What did that look like? How did they get their next few clients? Because that often is a whole other story in its own. And how are they getting their clients today, right now? So that's the marketing piece. We also, of course, jam about a bunch of other things, so many fun things. And we finish every interview with the same question of, what would they say? What would that podcast guest say to themselves as they were just starting out in their business, and they are that girl on their couch, hunched over their MacBook? What would they say to themselves just starting out in their business, knowing all that they know today? And let me tell you, the answers to that one question have already been groundbreaking for me, and I can only imagine how valuable that will be for you as well. So I hope that you so much enjoy this podcast and what it provides you. But guys, it doesn't just stop right there. It is a podcast. Amazing. We're dropping episodes, 1 or 2 a week. It's going to be phenomenal, but it doesn't stop there. We also have a private Facebook group called Marketing in Yoga Pants. Ta-da! This Facebook group is a little different, actually a lot different from what you may be used to in Facebook groups. It is full of female entrepreneurs connecting and truly engaging with one another, not just joining and just sitting and like kind of promoting themselves and never really actually having any real conversations. No way. That is not what we're about. This is all about connection and engaging and getting ourselves out of that isolated spot that we may find ourselves in. So we are actually engaging with one another. We're hopping on the phone with each other and having Skype dates and messaging one another and working through the problems that we're having, celebrating when things go great, commiserating and learning lessons together when things don't quite go as what we thought they were going to. And we're doing this thing together. Not only that, it's not just our peers, our female entrepreneur peers in that group, but I'm also inviting all of the podcast guests to join the group and engage with us as their episode airs. So after you hear the latest episode with that podcast guest, you can hop into the private Facebook group and actually engage with that person that I just interviewed. How cool is that? I mean, you get to connect with these people that are doing the thing. They're building their business. You get to have actual honest conversation with them, and you get to get out of that isolating place. You might still be on your couch and you might still be in yoga pants. Actually, I would suggest that you're still in yoga pants, because what other type of pant would you ever want to wear? I mean, honestly, you might still have a top knot in. Again, why would you want your hair any other way? There's just nothing more comfortable. Anyway, you might still be living that amazing, amazing life in yoga pants, but you don't have to feel isolated and like you're doing it alone. So that is the Marketing in Yoga Pants podcast in private Facebook group. That's what we are all about. So if that is speaking to you, girlfriend, hey, you found us. Congratulations. I'm so glad that you're listening. And I encourage you to continue listening. Hit the subscribe button here in iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you are listening from, so you can get that latest episode dropped into your queue every week, every couple of days. But also, really, where the connection magic happens is in that private Facebook group. So what I need you to do is go to marketinginyogapants.com, request an invite into that group. You will get a notification. You can accept it. You will get into that group and you will start connecting with women, with female entrepreneurs just like you, working it out, connecting, engaging with one another, and building businesses in yoga pants. There's no better way to do it. There is no better way to do it. I am so happy to have you. Thank you so much for listening to this and any other episode that I have the honor to give you. And I cannot wait to meet you in the Facebook group. See you there. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Marketing in Yoga Pants podcast. Keep the conversation going by visiting marketinginyogapants.com/Facebook, where you'll get to join that private Facebook group I've been talking so much about. There, you'll get to chat with our podcast guests. Yeah, they're in there too. And all of the other brilliant creative business owners. We're connecting, we're meeting our soul sisters, and we're building our businesses, all while in yoga pants. So come hang out with us. Again, visit marketinginyogapants.com/Facebook to get in. And one more thing. If you dig this podcast, would you be awesome and share it with someone? This entire Marketing in Yoga Pants movement is nothing without its community. So please share. And if you're really feeling the love right now, jump into iTunes. You're probably already there if you're listening to this right now. And leave us a rating and review. The more of those we rack up, the more the podcast will be found by ladies like you, and the stronger this community becomes. This episode was edited and produced by the Podcast Engineers. They're pretty great, so go find them at podcastengineers.com. This episode was also brought to you by my online marketing agency, Jam Marketing Group, and you can find us at jammarketinggroup.co. That's all for now. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you back here next week on the Marketing in Yoga Pants podcast. Love ya. Bye.